has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Fielded right around the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. A first carry for the Fordham Ram, Chase Edmonds. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Looking to pass. Tua. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And it'll be 1st and 10, Broncos from deep in their own territory. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 12-yard line. They begin the drive with Williams. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. 4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And the return man will shuffle through the white stuff, secure the fair catch with both hands. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. The Broncos at 500, sitting at 5-5. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 42-yard line. From the gun, it's a run for Williams.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Michael O.J. Mudia. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone.
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Javonte Williams with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Randy Gregory. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's caught by Sims. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Here's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's all in a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And going deep for Hill. And this is caught inside the 5. It's a big play there for Miami. And even 60 yards.
And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones.
That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami.
Jalen Waddle. His second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taken from about the 12. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the football. They got to figure out how to get coordinated. Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Open man is Waddle, complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late, because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Tua going to throw. That's out to the flat for Edmonds. On the move past the 40.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time on the catch and run. 30 yards. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, Don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
K.J. Hamler,
97 yards.
and the Broncos have taken the lead.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And going deep for Hill. They've got his man complete.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, a 16-yard touchdown.
And the Dolphins are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. We haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in the kicker to try and hit from 61 yards. And this one winds up no good.
Tua now on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. In motion, Hill. After the sack on first down, Tua to the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with 40 seconds to go, that's, you'd think, time enough to try to mount a drive should they decide to do so. Now a first down carry, it's Williams. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. A gain of 3, second down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. It looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. That one good for 24 yards. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Rocky Mountain snow looks like it's going to continue through this second half as we are back underway in Denver. Fields this way up at the 17. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 in it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
I don't care what the scoreboard says, partner. You know who's winning this game right now?
Mother Nature?
Yes, indeed. Precipitation's winning in a big way. Sloppy. All these turnovers right now.
Yeah, well, this was the forecast. We got what was forecasted, and we've gotten a lot of turnovers. Following the fumble recovery, here's Tua. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Tua sets up to pass it. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. T.J. Edwards from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through the completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From midfield now, here's Wilson. He's got a man, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Again, it's Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
14, got it. Front left. 14, got it.
This is Hamler on the receiving end.
And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3.
Williams going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Wilson, he's going to keep it.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Good job right there.
That's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. Williams loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base and scoring position.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
We've been at enough practices, and how many times have we stood on the sidelines and a unit goes out to kick a field goal and hear a special teams coach say, make sure you protect. First thing, protect. And here they give up a block.
Yeah, especially in a tight game like this, tied second half. This is when execution is so key.
They go over everything in the huddle. The last thing you're going to hear.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Wilson's throw caught here by Dulcich.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Now Wilson.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Dolphins will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst, a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows the defense to tighten up their coverage, and they pick that one off.
Call that a very strong gain of 24. On play action, here's Tua. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out.
Come on, set.
Play action, now it's Tua. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Nick Bonito coming in there to record the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down.
Right. Black left. Opposite. Green.
Now Tua. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
So roughing the passer, and this is a unit, Charles. They hold their breath every time they see their quarterback go down and get hit like that.
Yeah, they understand how important these last couple of months are for this team. They can ill afford to have anything happen to him if they want to accomplish their goals.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
On second down, Mostert. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here.
He'll swing that out to Edmonds.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tua flushed out right.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
From the 44, Wilson. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That one was tipped in the air and became almost a 50-50 ball. No one came up with it, so it turned into an incompletion. But remember, on the previous drive, he threw an interception. I think that one almost caused a well, not almost. I think that one caused a mental flashback for everyone. Threw the pick before. Could this turn into a second one? And how would that alter the game for him?
He'll get it inside the 20.
That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Williams will try again. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
Well, they'll stand there defensively. They force the 3rd and goal, force them into what they think will be a passing situation, and then they make sure to lock up all the receivers and come away with the interception. Sounds simple, but that was really well done.
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And this is going to be intercepted. From their own 2, Charles, they opted to throw it instead of run it. We saw the outcome.
I think what a lot of teams count on is defenses to stack the line of scrimmage, trying to force a safety or force a turnover there. But if you've got a good defensive front, you just allow them to play the run and everyone else.
And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Broncos have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. McManus's point after is good. And the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
From the 6.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. Well, earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
He'll get this to his running back, Edmonds. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Let's go. Shot, 17.
On 2nd down, this is Edmonds. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
Here's Tua.
That is caught at the 7. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal.
Here's Mostert.
And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown.
Raheem Mostert
punching it in from a yard away.
And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone.
And they'll be backed up a bit to start as he's out of bounds at the 16. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw taken in by Sutton.
And the ball is knocked out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line.
I'm fairly sure that there's no good time to cough up the football. But this couldn't be much worse, could it? This situation, this yard line, no chance.
They set it on a T-form. They're already in field goal range here late in the 4th now.
Yeah, warm up the kicker. Just make sure they take care of the ball now. They've got a chance to put this thing away.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They just likely won this thing in regulation. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and they will take a 7-point lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men.
And solid field position here to start as they get this out to the 40-yard line.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Here's Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Dolphins, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Denver, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants.
Yeah. Turn me up. Yeah. Hey, check it. Okay, I feel unstoppable. Lose